The tale of Ifoma and Nnana, a love beyond time. Once upon a time, in the heart of Igbo land, there was a village named Umu Igbo, nestled in the shadows of tall, ancient trees and rich, verdant farmlands. The village was a place where customs were cherished, and the bonds of family and love were sacred. The elders spoke often of the gods, who watched over their lives, guiding them in the ways of the earth and the spirit world. In this village lived a young woman named Ifoma. Her beauty was like no other, her skin glowing with the warmth of the sun, and her eyes held the mysteries of the stars. Ifoma was the daughter of a respected farmer, and though she was loved by many, she had never shown interest in any of the suitors who sought her hand. Her heart, it seemed, was untouched by love. She often wandered the quiet forests and walked the riverbanks, seeking something that only the gods could provide. Far from her village, across the thick forests and winding rivers, lived a young man named Nnana. His name was spoken with reverence in his village, for he was known to be brave and noble. Nnana was not only a skilled hunter but also had the wisdom of the elders within him. He lived with his mother, an oracle, who had taught him the ways of the ancestors and how to listen to the whispers of the gods. Though he had many opportunities to marry, Nnana's heart yearned for a woman whose soul matched his own, one who would understand the balance of nature, the spiritual depth of the world, and the strength of the love he longed for. One fateful day, the paths of Ifoma and Nnana crossed. It was the season of the New Yam Festival, a time when the villagers celebrated the harvest and gave thanks to the gods for the blessings of the earth. The air was thick with the fragrance of roasted yams, and the rhythm of the drumbeats filled the night. Villagers from all around gathered, dancing and singing beneath the stars, rejoicing in the bounty of the land. Ifoma, as usual, had walked away from the crowd, drawn to the quiet river that bordered her village. The cool water beckoned her, and she sat by its edge, gazing at her reflection. She often found solace in the stillness, and the river, with its eternal flow, seemed to speak to her soul. Nnana, too, had been drawn to the river. He had heard stories of a beautiful maiden who often wandered its banks, and his curiosity had led him there. As he approached, he saw her, Ifoma, sitting by the water, her back to him. For a moment, time stood still. The gods, watching from the heavens, whispered among themselves, for they knew that a great union was destined to take place. Nnana stepped forward, his heart racing, and called out gently, Ifoma. She turned, her eyes meeting his, and for the first time in her life, Ifoma felt a stir in her heart. She had never met this man before, yet there was something familiar in his gaze, something ancient and comforting. It was as though their souls had known each other for lifetimes. "Who are you?" Ifoma asked, her voice soft yet filled with curiosity. "I am Nnana, a hunter and son of the oracle of the Nwokedi people," he replied, his voice deep and steady. "I am Ifoma, daughter of Chijioke, a farmer from Umu Igbo," she answered. "What brings you to the river tonight?" "I have heard of the beauty of this river, but it is not the river that calls me," Nnana said, his gaze never leaving hers. "It is you, Ifoma. I feel as though I have known you forever, even though our paths have never crossed." Ifoma's heart fluttered, and a strange warmth spread through her chest. She had never felt this way before. The gods, she knew, were at work in mysterious ways. "Perhaps the gods are at work here," she said, her voice almost a whisper. "For I, too, feel something stir within me, something I cannot explain." From that moment, Ifoma and Nnana were inseparable. They spent their days together, walking through the forests, talking about the ways of the earth, the spirits, and their dreams for the future. They laughed under the moonlight, and their love grew stronger with each passing day. Ifoma found herself drawn to Nnana's wisdom, his respect for the earth, and the strength of his spirit. Nnana, in turn, admired Ifoma's beauty, not just of the body, but of the heart. She was kind, humble, and possessed a quiet strength that complemented his own. But not all was as simple as it seemed. There were those in Umu Igbo who did not approve of their union. Obinna, a wealthy and powerful man from the village, had long admired Ifoma and had hoped to make her his wife. He was enraged when he learned of her affection for Nnana and vowed to do everything in his power to separate them. One day, Obinna approached Ifoma's father, Chijioke, and made an offer to marry his daughter in exchange for wealth and land. Chijioke, though a man of honor, was tempted by the promise of riches, and for a moment, he faltered. But when he saw Ifoma's sorrow at the thought of being forced into marriage, his heart softened. "I cannot marry her to you, Obinna," Chijioke said. "I have seen the love in her heart for Nnana. It is a love blessed by the gods. No wealth, no land, can stand in the way of true love." Obinna, furious at the refusal, vowed that he would make Ifoma's life miserable unless she married him. He called upon dark spirits and sought to disrupt the harmony of the land. A great storm brewed one evening, and the village was rocked by thunder and lightning. It was a sign from the gods that Obinna's greed would bring chaos. The elders gathered, and a council was formed to seek guidance from the oracle. Nnana, knowing the power of the spirits, went to his mother, the oracle, and asked for her wisdom. "The gods are angry," his mother told him. "Obinna's greed has angered them. To save your love, you must offer a sacrifice, one of great meaning. It is only through a union of souls, not just bodies, that you can defeat the darkness he has unleashed." That night, Nnana and Ifoma went to the sacred grove, a place where the ancestors had once gathered. They sat beneath the towering trees, and Nnana whispered an ancient prayer to the gods, asking for their blessing. The ground beneath them trembled, and a light shone from the heavens. The gods spoke, their voices like the wind through the leaves, and they told Nnana and Ifoma that their love was pure and would stand the test of time. The next day, Obinna's lands were struck by famine. Crops withered, and livestock perished. His wealth and power crumbled before his eyes. He was forced to leave the village, never to return. Ifoma and Nnana, now free from Obinna's curse, married under the same stars that had witnessed their first meeting. Their love became a legend, passed down through generations. The gods, pleased with the strength of their bond, blessed their union with children, and the village of Umu Igbo flourished in peace.